Welcome back, guys, and today we're going to be doing 0 to 500k. So if you're new around here and you don't want to be left behind the game curve and you want a team like mine, make sure to drop a like down below. And of course, if you want a chance of winning one of 7 copies of EAFC, all you've got to do is subscribe and send me proof over on Instagram. We are 70 subs away from that giveaway, so all you've got to do is get your entries in now before it is too late. And as usual, guys, if you need coins in a quicker way, well, so if you guys are sick of losing at FIFA because your team isn't good enough or you're not good enough at the game, then right now you need to head over to skycoach.gg. Not only can they coach you in your weekend league or play your games for you, you can buy any amount of coins you want, and all of the services get 10% off right now with the code PRORECALL. Go check them out below. Make sure to click the link in the description and let's get into it. So guys, today we're in a little bit of a quick rush, so it is going to be a bit of a quicker video, but for you guys that means you're going to get a lot of methods in a short space of time, which is always a win. Now of course, as usual, we need to make you coins to start off doing the methods. And where do we go first of all? You've got a few options. Now I always like, if you really are struggling for coins, I go over to the club section. You want to go over to stadium, and any of these options you should find yourself some stuff to quick sell. So if we go to structure, I've obviously rinsed a lot of this before, but for example stadium color, you'll have a load of these. Now 485 per one of these. If you sell 10 of them, you've got about 5,000 coins to work with. If you sell 20, you're gonna have about 10k and so on. So if you've got a ton of these, I mean, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, I mean, pages. Obviously you get to the point where some of these will be untradeable. As you can see, a few of mine are, but where you find the tradable ones, you can see I can probably make around 20,000 coins from selling every single one, maybe 15k. But if we go through all of these other ones here, you've got obviously the colors, then you've got obviously the rune stones, a lot of useless stuff that's going to be worth a quick sell value. So that might be where you can find your coins in order to trade. However, if you don't have them, maybe you haven't been playing the game that long, or maybe you just have already done that, you can take yourself over to any of the play sections. So you've got Foot Champions, Rivals, Squad Battles, and Moments. Moments, there are a few tradable rewards. It's worth just checking which ones are tradable. Squad Battles, of course, if you play a few games, you will get a tradable reward at the end of the week and game reward coins every single game. Similarly to Rivals, if you pick tradable rewards, it's a similar system. And Foot Champs, you don't even have to be that good. Just play qualifications and you will get a reward regardless of if you win or not. And also, if you want a bit of fun while you're doing it, online draft. Go bang yourself a draft, make yourself a team, lose or not, you'll end up with some coins afterwards. Now, if you can't do any of those, the main one that I do, my favorite, absolute just fun one to do, is go over to the icons, find yourself an icon that you haven't completed the first 2 sections of. As you can see, I do it with most of the icons here, but Zola, for example, we've got the Born Legend and Rising Star. Complete those SBCs, you're going to get two rare gold player tradable packs back, and those, I promise you guys, are some of the highest packed up packs about. So make sure to go complete those and do those because they are brilliant. So get them done first of all, and you will usually get, if you get a special card or an 84 or an 85, you are absolutely good to go. Now when you've completed that, you want to take yourself to the transfer market. Of course, we do have lower end methods and we will run through some of those. Obviously the classics, as you know, my favorite classic purely because it's an Italian method, and for those of you who don't know, because I do bang on about it any chance I get, and it is also in my Instagram bio, I am part Italian, so I want to say I'm like a third Italian, which is kind of the, I like claiming the Italian side. It gives me a bit of culture, you know that I season my food a little bit better than the average white guy. And looking at this, obviously we are looking at 3.4 for my Italian brothers, so we're going to be looking at 3.4 EA tax on that, 10% half, so it's 340 and then you half that, you're looking at around 200 coins, just under. So if you take yourself to 3k there, you're going to be making about 200 and I think 30 or 40 coins per card. Now obviously these aren't going to be coming up every second, but because they are essentially useless cards to play with, they are going to be coming a little bit more than what you'd find some of the other filters. Now what you can actually do when you get a little bit more coinage is pop this over to a special filter, and what you will find is Chiellini. Now I do believe there is also some Insigne cards, but I think they might be SBCs, but you can have a look at the special filter. Obviously if you take off MLS, just go for Italy. On the bottom end there are a ton of cards, and of course even the minimum special cards right now I think are going for at least 12k. If you have a look here, you got 111 750, so that kind of shows there isn't much below. 112 250, you can see there very easily. I mean, there's an 84 there that, I mean, at some point that's going to go up. That 86 is, I mean, that is a ridiculous snipe. What we got, Orsolini. Now I don't think he's going to go for much more. I mean, potentially looking at what he is on the market, that could actually be a win. We're going to take ourselves to the semi-reliable Footbin app, and we're going to hope that it loads in time for me to even check this. What I will say, guys, if you are a user of Footbin or you're not new to the channel, you'll know I use this occasionally. I will say Footbin just went to mud when they got sold, so I wish they could get resold back. This guy goes for 15k, so that's actually a really good snipe. Bear in mind that I didn't even mean to get the snipe. I researched, came back on, was like, oh yeah, fine, we'll go for him. And it turned out it's been a pretty good result. So good filter there. All you've really got to do at the minute if you're on the lower end of special cards is literally just go for inform trading. So gold team of the week, Premier League, what, 12k probably the minimum. 11,750, same story, 11,750. You can snipe what? Yeah, 10,250, that one there. Obviously, they're going to go quickly. If you snipe at 11k and sell on for 12, you are making some coinage there. Not massive, but it is still potential coins. I would say 10,750 is a good mark to snipe. If you go any of the top 5 leagues and literally just gold team of the week, there's going to be some coming up. There are going to be chances that, some cards aren't going to sell as quick. I think this Emerson card probably sells, I mean, kind of like a little bit based on the card, because it is technically usable and his better special cards are actually quite good. So I can imagine for a lower tier team, that's not a bad shout. We go back in, 10,750 again. Sabitzer, I mean, that one there will just pop up for 11,500. We don't, I'm not gagging for loads of profit off of each of these. I just want to make a little bit off of each one, and that's all you need. If you've got 30k, you pick up 3 of those cards, get them sold on, you've made yourself about 1 or 2k, which is actually a good return. 10% return on investment is good, regardless of what Forex traders on Instagram are going to probably be telling you. Now, we're going to take ourselves over to what I would probably say is my favorite type of trading, and I've banged on about this a few times. Silver trading is banging, whether it's the informs or the base card. It is harder the further in the year you get, but as you can see, these boys still have a value. So 30k for silver informs. Now you can see there's a few of these. It doesn't look like it really wants to show us past a certain point. What's the cheapest on the market right now? 29,250. So realistically, EA tax on 30k is going to be about 1.5. If we go to 28, we are making 500 coins profit. Now I would say there's a good chance we're going to find a 25 or a 20 here, because with silver informs, I don't know why, because it doesn't really make sense, to be honest, because they've had a value all year round. They've always gone up and down a bit, but there's no reason they should be getting dropped as low as they are, as consistently as they do. But essentially, you can buy silver team of the weeks cheaper than you should ever buy, basically 90% of the year. I've had 4 or 5 min price snipes over the year, and I know that sounds like not a lot when you say, oh, like over a year, but min price cards that are worth 30k, same category, and I've had 5 of them. I couldn't say that I've had 5 min price team of the seasons or anything like that, and those have been some of the most snipeable cards in the game. And I would just say that silver team of the weeks are really good to trade with. Now, because they're not in packs at all at the minute, as you can see, they've shot up in value. You can't get them in SBCs. They're probably the most unattainable special card right now, but you will be able to find a snipe eventually. Now, sometimes you might find that it's just not your day for silver informs, and then you can pop yourself over to something else. Now, one of my preferred filters that I really enjoy using, because it's just got my favorite cards on it, is Winter Wild cards and then French. Now, this one, obviously, we've got Varane, we've got Mendy. So if you pop it as a defender filter, Varane and Mendy, that's probably one of the funner ones to do. So if we go 100k there, nothing or something. Okay, we've got a Marvi. A Marvi ruins it. How do we get rid of a Marvi? Minimum 40k. I want to say a Marvi is going to go up to about 40,000 coins. Let's have a look what we've got on here. A Marvi goes to 50k. Now, I believe that Footbin gets a lot of these wrong, so he might go up. It says 40k on Footbin, but we don't always trust Footbin. So it looks like that is actually quite accurate. You've got Mendy here at 101k, 140. You start finding yourself the Varans as well. So it looks like these 101s are actually quite good value for a Mendy. Now, I would say if you can get him at 95 or 90, mark him up to 110, you are good to go. So this one, a little bit of a compare price. There's a 100 come up straight away. You can see the card is being listed. People don't want to have this card in their club right now because there's a Camavinga card for free that is way better. So you're not going to find a lot of people actually wanting this card in their club, which is why a lot of people are going to sell and you are going to make a ton. Now, if that doesn't work out for you, what you take yourself over to is, if we can go for left forwards, let's have a look. Now, you obviously have a Lacazette card that is mud. So once again, we're going to try and remove the cheaper card from the filter. Lacazette goes up to 65k. Now, I do believe that the other two in this filter are a little bit more valuable, so I'm praying and not anymore, which is not great. So that kind of a little bit takes away from the let's have a look. See, so like Lacazette goes to 65, it says. So if we go 65 500, there shouldn't be a Lacazette on the pitch. Now we got 70k, 68k for the cheapest Maximins. Realistically, we're going to be wanting Is Lacazette going to come up? Let's have a look. Lacazette does come up. So what you want to do is actually do the minimum to about 50, do the maximum to 60, and then compare price your way to a maximum. Because obviously you're going to find a ton of the Lacazettes here. But if you compare price, I think you have to do it at this point here, which is difficult when they are over the hour mark because it doesn't make the filter easy and it doesn't make anything better for you. So although this was going to be my main kind of banger from those filters, we're going to use the second, you know, the artillery, which is if we go over to Premier League midfielder, we don't want French, we do want Winter Wildcard, and you've got arguably two of the best midfielders of the current generation. We don't want all these wafflers, we want centre mids. And you're going to find yourselves the absolute beauties that are Kante and De Bruyne. So both of these guys have multiple other better special cards. You got Kante with one out available at the minute, but really this card isn't going to go much lower than this. It's one of the best cards in the game still because it's De Bruyne and it's Kante. You know, these cards are going to hold their value. Now, if you're new around here and you've enjoyed this video, drop a like down below. And if you haven't enjoyed the video and you think, why would I subscribe to this channel? I'm giving away free copies of FIFA. Even if you don't like the video, you could get the next EA game for free, and then you can just, you know, drop a comment down below saying, I got a free copy and I don't even like your vids. Do what you want. As long as we get that 14k mark, I am okay with it. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And I am off to have some fun in my evening. So wish me some fun, I guess. That's a weird way to end the video. I will see you guys tomorrow.